Okay, sorry. I had the camera flipped around and you got to see my lovely wall in progress that needs to get fixed on the other side of the room. All right, well, I hope everybody is having a great start to their weekend. I had a busy night last night with opening night for the opera over at the California Performing Arts Center of Escondido. So we opened for Romeo and Juliet. Tomorrow we have tomorrow Sunday, we have our second show. And then next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we have our third and final show. So yeah, been pretty tired, but I was like, I gotta come on for my live chat. I can't like diss my homies. So yes, I want a little recap on that, but I also want to go over the decks that I have set aside for October. October, depending on how long I want to kind of use them throughout that, this whole season. I just kind of feel like it's a season. So, not that I don't use those decks any other time, but I just kind of pulled my more, seasonal decks for myself. But anywho, hope you guys are having a lovely Saturday. And today I have my matcha green tea and my linden flower and a little bit, couple of rose petals from my garden. So that would be really good for my voice. Hey, Sherry Bug! Since my voice is a little tired, had to do a lot of talking yesterday, which wasn't conducive to getting prepped for, an opera. But when my day job is a teacher, I got to do a lot of talking. So whatever, just got to get over it. Got to build those vocal cords of steel, I guess. But anyway, that feels really good on the throat. It's not sore or anything. It's just, you guys could probably hear it. It's like raw. It's like, but anyway, it's like, haven't had a whole lot of chance to like just sit and do stuff. So I didn't have very many videos this past week. I had to do my October reading. So my October reading video went out on October 1st, and then I did a VR to Simon's 50 quick questions. It was like the hashtag 50 quick questions 2019. So that video went up on Wednesday, but those videos I had made the week before. And then of course I made my deck review video that I always do for Sunday. So I have 3 videos for this week, but it wasn't a whole lot just because, I was super busy, but I didn't want to like not, make videos for you guys to watch. So anyway, this was the ticket stub from my dude. So he got my one of 2 comp tickets. My other comp ticket was meant for my acupuncturist, but she ended up not being able to come because today she would be leaving for Taiwan, so she wanted to spend some time with her grandchildren that like live near her house. So she was like, well, I just want to like, say goodbye to my grandchildren and all of that, before she leaves, because she's always back and forth and she'll be gone for like a couple weeks. So at least my dude showed up. He didn't stay for the whole opera because, well, I mean, that's not really his thing, but he likes to watch me perform. So he stayed at least through Act 3, which was the last act that I was in. And then there's, of course, the last 2 acts, but that's more mainly just Romeo and Juliet. So yeah, I know, it's too bad she couldn't go. I mean, she's seen me when I was in Swar Angelica, when I was doing the fundraiser opera for San Diego Opera way back when, and she loved that one. She loves to like come to some of my singing stuff, but she's like, well, and she knew this one would be a really big one because we had like full orchestra. We had the San Diego Ballet was there. We had yeah, wonderful cast. We have a rotation of we have like 2 Juliets, 2 Romeos, 2 Mercutios, 2 Tybalts, and 2 princes, I believe. Yeah. So for tomorrow night show, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So for tomorrow night show, we'll have the other like Romeo, the other Juliet, the other Tybalt, the other Mercutio, and all of that. And Priyanka, hey! So yeah, I think that's good too because it doesn't have the leads like all sung out basically. Um, and so anyway, we have the playbill, but okay. So for Pacific Lyric Association, which is the company I was singing for, it was originally, let me see if I can find their pictures. Okay, so Carlos Olivia and Teresa Olivia. Oh, thank you. Got it in the kids section. They're the original founders of the Pacific Lyric Association, and I believe the guy, like, he was a surgeon, but he loved to sing opera, and so did his wife. And so they basically created that association. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kid shirts are the best. They created this like opera association because they love to sing opera, and basically they created it so they could create their own lead roles like for themselves, like, and just like sing basically for the rest of their lives. Well, it got to be a little too much running an opera company and having a practice, you know, for his surgeonness. So he ended up retiring, so he sold his practice, and he like gave up the Pacific Lyric Association, but there was already somebody else named Justin Gray who was in the wings waiting to you know, take over something like this. So this is Justin's first year with the Pacific Lyric Association as like basically the head dude of it. Our maestra Alexandra is, you know, so this is her first time there with that. Diana, who's like our stage director, all of that. It's her first time, so it's all their first time like together. So Romeo and Juliet is basically their like first opening performance under the new direction. Hey, Lady Knights! So things are a little hectic and crazy, obviously, because this is like their first time like putting together an opera under this name. So when it came to the playbill, there was one guy that used to be in charge of it, and he's actually one of the well, they put him as a tenor, but he's actually a baritone. He's like, I'm actually a baritone, and you can hear him when he talks. But anyway, he used to be in charge of creating the playbills, but since they wanted to kind of like recreate their whole own thing, they're like, we'll create the playbill, you know, so he doesn't do it anymore. And he's like, well, okay. So like they had a rough draft of it, and in the rough draft, they had like some people in it like multiple times under multiple different names, and then they had like copy and pasted like multiple bios under like the same bio but under like 4 different people. And then they were like missing like 6 of us, and I was one of them. And so we were like writing in notes like, you're missing me, you know, even though we like turned in all our headshots and all our bios and everything. So anyway, they had the final, this is what they gave out last night, and unfortunately, they got a lot of people's names wrong, and for a couple of the singers, they copy and pasted, like, they have, like, multiples of the same bio, so it says, like, under one of the guys, it has, like, one of the girls' bios, and we're like, oh no, and then, they have everybody except me. They forgot me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I felt so left out. I was like, because, you know, I mean, I've been putting in a lot of hours and a lot of practice. Hey, Anne. And it's like, I don't want to be a diva, but I kind of want some recognition that I was like in something. So yeah, I was like kind of bummed last night. So and a lot of people were like, oh, they had my soprano where I'm alto, or they put somebody else's bio under my bio. And, you know, and I was like, well, at least you guys have those mistakes. Like, I'm not in it at all. Like, you know, I was like, that kind of sucks. Cause I actually do like some stuff in the opera. Like, I'm in charge of covering the bodies of, like, you know, Mercutio and Tybalt. And I was like, well, okay. So, and I tried, well, I tried talking to the lady that was in charge of putting it together, but they just kind of like quickly threw something together because I don't think they were too focused on this. They were more focused on the opera. And I understand that. Putting on an opera is like a huge thing. You have your set designers, you have your costume designers, you have the, you know, your the people that, your stage hands, you have your singers, you have the ballet dancers, you have the orchestra. Like there's a lot going on, and I could see that this would be like the last thing they think about basically, and so it's just kind of like, let's throw something together. But for singers that like, we keep stuff like this, like everything I've ever sang in, I always keep like this stuff. So it's kind of sucky when like I'm not even in there. Let's see. Tamaya said, I was at the Escondido Art Center reading tarot. I wish I could have met. Oh my God, you should have come over. Well, we have another show tomorrow, and then we have our third and fourth show next Saturday and Sunday. Dude, come on over. Actually, here's the deal. Okay, if any of you guys are in San Diego or Escondido, whatever, okay, I had 2 comp tickets. My dude had one, and then, my acupuncturist had the other, but she couldn't use it. However, we have 8 other tickets where they're half-price tickets. So it's normally $40, but if you say my name and you're like, I'm here under Tara, one of the singers in the chorus, then you get your ticket for $20 instead of $40. So they have like 8 of those for each of us. So yeah, if you guys want to like come see me, then just, say my name at the ticket booth, and then you can get your ticket for $20 instead of $40. So, let's see, Sherry Bug, but it just takes someone to proofread. I know, that's what we were all like saying, like all you had to do was kind of take a look at it and, and plus size tarot chick, hey, oh, you said you were going to make it, and I'm so happy you made it, yay. And Lady Knight said, but still, that is no excuse for a bad playbill. I know, I'm trying to like downplay it because I actually feel really bad. So I'm trying to like just like keep cool about it. We were all gonna like write like a professional email like stating like, hey, here are all the things that are wrong. And we have people that basically their regular jobs are like editors and graphic artists. Like there are a lot of people here that could have made that awesome if only you would have asked for help. So, but we're gonna put that in a nice way. We don't want to come off angry, even if maybe we're a little angry. Tamaya says, I work at my regular job tomorrow. Ah. Maybe next weekend. And Jujubee here. It says, hello, all just got back from a friend's wedding. Ooh, I hope you had lots of fun. And Lida Raga, hey! So, later today, so at 2 o'clock, my friend's daughter's 5th birthday, I can't believe she's 5, is today. So I'm going to go to her daughter's birthday party. It's just like 15 minutes from my house. So, and my friend Rosa, her and I have been friends since the 6th grade. So that was like the school year of 1992 to 1993. So her and I have been friends a really long time. So yeah, I'm going to go to her daughter's birthday party. We do have to stop and pick her up a gift. I thought I had... because I have like, I just sometimes buy random gifts, for when I need them. And I had some gifts for her, but I think I used up all the gifts that, when she's had parties and things like that. And all I have left are gifts that I would give her brother, and it's not her brother's birthday. So I'm like, crap, I have to go out and go buy Natalia like some, some gifts. Sherry Bugs said, playbills are really the only way people have to prove they were in things when they are trying to build resumes, right? Meaning the chorus peeps. Yeah. Tamaya said, I'm seeing Grandmaster Flash concert tonight at Escondido Art Center. So close, yet so far away. Oh my gosh, Grandmaster Flash. That has been a minute. So yeah, I mean, when I do my resume, of course I can, because my name is down and everything else. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to have comp tickets if my name wasn't on everything. I mean, my name is in everything else. My costume is in my name. They had a costume tailored for me. Actually, they gave me a brand new costume because I was a little too blue, and I'm supposed to be a Capulet, so they gave me a more red costume to wear for the very first time on opening night. But, I made it work, and it was gorgeous. But the only place my name isn't is the playbill. So, I mean, obviously if somebody wanted to do a check, on my resume, they would see that I sang with them. but it's more for my own personal, like, little, like, I have a notebook where I keep all, like, that stuff. So, I think they may, this, like, the word on the grapevine is they may do a second run because they need to buy more, make more copies of the playbill so that they can give them for next weekend, you know. So we're hoping that maybe if we bring it to their attention in a stern yet professional manner, that maybe those corrections will be made for everyone as professionals, since we're all being paid, you know. Not like we're volunteers, which even volunteers giving a lot of their time probably should get some recognition as well. But yeah, I just want my picture in there. That's all. That would just make me happy. Even if you misspelled my last name, which most people do, because it's a difficult last name, I don't care. Like, just have my picture in there. Let's see. Lady Knight said, fingers crossed that they get it right this time. I know, right? And Sherry Bug said, ugh, opera is hard work. I would want my name in it. Yes. Yes. Faux show. But all of that aside, and not complaining about the playbill, everything else has been amazing. It's been an amazing experience. Like those ballet dancers, they range from like a little kid, like elementary school, to high school and college, and they're so beautiful. And the little kids, like to be able to get a 6 and 7 year old to like have the body awareness and body control that they have is just like amazing, you know. Like, to see that in a little, I mean, okay, high schoolers, that's cool too, but it's like for little kids, to me, is even more amazing to see them do things like that, because that takes a lot of dedication, a lot of focus for a child. So yeah, I like, that's been great. I've made a lot of new friends who have friended me on Facebook, you know, so a lot of the ladies in the chorus and everything. Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. I am very sleepy. My voice is very tired, but I've been having a good time. Kind of wish I was a little more rested, but when it's all over, I'll probably be like, I wish it would continue. um, Tamaya said, I do have to tell you, I could hear you guys singing. You guys sounded heavenly. I really mean, oh, you did? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Yeah. We were, my favorite part is actually like the songs that we sing for the third act, which is the last act that I'm in. And that's like right after, Mercutio and Tybalt die, and Romeo's just like, oh my god, like what has happened? So like the spotlight's on him, and you know, it's like there's, you know, when Tybalt's dying, we're like, que se do, c'est Tybalt. You know, we're just like, you know, Tybalt dies, and then you know, it's Ilmu, you know, he's dead, and then the like dirge that we go into, how it builds and it gets stronger and stronger, like that is like my favorite, like a couple of songs out of like the whole thing. I mean, and then there's the arias that Juliet sings and Romeo sings. It's just like freaking fantastic, and I love their voices. Like, both, I think both Juliets and both Romeos have well, everybody has fantastic voices. Like, what am I talking about? But I love to hear the falsetto on tenors too, especially when they're just like powerful falsettos, which is what our Romeo, because we have two Romeos, what our Romeo had last night. So so yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I love singing full voice, and I love when I know some of you guys are singers too, but that when you have so much power coming like out of your body that you can hear not hear, but like you can feel like the vibration in your skull, and you can feel like there's so much vibration against like the front teeth. It feels like your teeth are gonna fall out, which is like so cool, because like it's all this like just boo boo boo, and I can always feel it in my teeth when I'm really like giving it my all. And I'm just like, yeah. So yeah, I get like pumped for act 3. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna just like kill it. That's when like all the power like comes out, and that's when I get to like really like, you know, I love singing full power. That's like my thing. And then the very last thing is like when Romeo's like making his escape and he like takes out his dagger and he's like really scared because it's like, dude, I just like killed somebody and the prince said that I'm now exiled. Like at first he says I have to be put to death, but then he says I should be exiled. He's making an exception for me. And we're all like pissed off because we're Capulets, right? And we're like, dude, you just like killed our kinsman, right? And so he's like scared. He's like trying to make his way out, and he's like got his knife, like get out of my way, as he like tries to make his escape. And we're like, you know, it's lepo, no, 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 jamais, you know. So it's just like, yeah. So anyway, I'm having fun. So anyway, playbill aside, this has been an amazing experience with a lot of amazing people, and Diana, who, you know, is our stage manager and like in charge, our director and all that. She's freaking amazing, and she is gorgeous. I love her hair. She has like the big ringlet hair, and it's just like, yeah. And I think she just got finished singing not too long ago. She had the lead in Tosca, so she's a soprano herself. Anyway, I said that I would show you guys the decks that I'm using for kind of this October-y, for us in the Northern Hemisphere, like autumn, fall season. Even though I don't normally divide my decks into seasons because I always just pull what I feel like using. I pulled these because I like to do my pick-a-card readings, and I want to have more themed pick-a-card readings, so... Ozark said, hey girl, hi everyone, hope you're all well. We're doing fantastic. I hope that you're doing well. I'm just gonna show off some of my decks for this season for you guys. My voice sounds so, it's like down an octave. Okay, so let me slide these over, and then I'm gonna show you guys. It says, I love dark decks. Yes. I mean, I think I'm like half and half. I'm like half all like Hello Kitty and kittens and all of that. And over here is like my I don't know what you want to call it, like dark Beetlejuice, Addams Family, like type side over here. And one more pile. Ugh. Whoops. Okay, I dropped those decks. Give me a second. Okay, that's a lot of decks. Let's do this. Okay, so and a lot of these aren't like Halloween-y. Some of them are, but I don't know, like to me the feel of them is just a little more autumn, fall, darker kind of thing. Anyway, so the first one I have is my Mildred Payne Pocket Oracle, Secret Pocket Oracle. And you guys have probably seen this a lot of times with me, but a lot of the backings are different because there was like different packs that you could buy, you know, or like extensions, like, oh, there's now like new 5 cards or 15 cards or whatever it was. And so I had bought all the like little like extensions to it. So it's a lot of cards, and I use it for mainly for spirit work. I find that since the images are really simple, I mean, I can use it for other things, but that's just kind of what I've settled on using it for. But since it's just a simple image, it's really good because it goes along with the very simple images that are in my head when I do spirit communication. And Ozark uses it all the time. So yeah, I like this one. To me, and it's so small, it's easy for me to, you know, just throw it in here, throw it in my purse, and I can do like a regular reading with it, of course. But for me, it's like, you know, if I'm communicating with spirit, you know, not necessarily for a reading for somebody, but just like, you know, if I pull a couple of cards, it's like validating what's going on in my head. I'm like, okay, you know. And yeah, so I like using this one. So let me show you some of the cards. If you haven't seen them, you know, just very simple little, you know, images. and it's, you know, got that kind of tea stained aged look to it, which is really cool. Patrick Valencia, who is like the creator of this, and you know, of course many other things. I love that he creates like a story with it, like, and then, you know, there was this like secret pocket oracle sewn in a secret pocket, you know, this oracle deck, and he creates this story of this girl Mildred Payne. And I just love that there's so much fun put into the things that he creates that I think it makes me have a lot more fun with the decks. So I like when, you know, creators do that, where they put a lot of their own personality and a lot of themselves into what they do, and then it comes across in their decks instead of like, here, I made a deck, like, there you go. You know, I like that there's a lot of fun that some people have with their decks, and I think that's really cool. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Ooh, did I miss a comment? Ozark said, yes, I saw your video where you brought a message to someone from their cat who passed on. It was great. You know what was really cool was that I had gotten quite a few messages from people who that message like hit so many different people. And what I'm starting to feel is that, you know, whenever anybody does like messages here on YouTube, or, you know, where it's like meant to reach a large audience, or like when I do messages to nobody in particular, just like, here's a message that I'm getting, I think that it makes sense that if a message were coming across, the best way to help people in general is not to help one person, but to try to help many people. So to have a message come across in a certain way where I had like literally 10 or 15 people tell me that that was their cat, and everything that was in the reading made sense for them. And so I don't think that that was meant for one person in particular, like I originally thought it was, but it was meant for many people. And if it helps many different people heal or find closure, or find comfort in some way, I think that that can only be coming from a great place, a beautiful place. And I think that, you know, maybe that's how spirit really does work, is, you know, if they know that there's a message that's going out to a lot of people, why not try to help as many people as possible instead of just one person? You know, that kind of makes sense to me. So that's just like my little ditty on spirit. So that's just kind of, you know, I'm always learning things and kind of seeing things in a new way, because obviously I don't know everything. I'm just a human. And Tamaya agrees. Ozark said, so I so wanted it to be my bobcat coming through, but it wasn't her. I miss my wild girl so much. Oh, you know, and there are often times, you know, sometimes you know, because obviously I watch YouTube as well, and I love to listen to spirit communication from, you know, when people are putting out their general messages. And, you know, there are a few people that I always wish would come through, even though I know that I can communicate with spirit as well, but sometimes it just feels different when it's coming from somebody else and not yourself. Like for me, it means, I don't know, it just means a little bit more when you're like caught off guard when somebody else says something that, you know, they couldn't possibly make up about you, and because they don't know you. And then it's like, it feels very validating that, okay, all the messages I have been receiving are real messages, you know. So I think no matter how long, you know, you've been doing some stuff, it's sometimes we just need a little bit of validation, and sometimes it just feels nice when messages kind of appear out of the blue. So Sherrybug said, I have not been so close to a cat that I think they would come to me. Dogs, yes. Well, yeah, for you, dogs for sure. And for me, my cats come through. I've had one dog, her name was Precious, and she was a Maltese, and she actually found us. This was back when I was in high school. And every once in a while she pops up, but mostly it's when I'm up in that place that I do some of my deeper meditations that I consider the Akashic Records. I'm not really sure if that's where I am, but it feels very high vibe. And the people that always greet me are my grandma, my grandpa, and my dog. So they're always the first ones there, basically at the pearly gates, like greeting me at this beautiful place. So that's usually when I get to see my dog, and it's nice to see Precious again. She was such a crazy little dog. Okay, my next deck is the Victorian Gothic Lenormand. Lenormand, as I say. I mean, since we're singing in French, I might as well pronounce things in French correctly. Anyway, here are the backs, and this, I think, is Edgar Allan Poe in this one? Let me see. Let me find the dude real quick. I think it's Edgar Allan Poe. It's gonna be the last card. Faux show. Probably the last card. It was. It was the last card. Okay, so you can use this man card, or you can use this as the man card. Of course, I'm going to pick my homie Edgar Allan Poe because I've loved his stories and his poetry since I was in elementary school. So this, I mostly consider my Edgar Allan Poe deck than I do the Victorian Gothic deck. So to me, this feels like the poetry and the stories and the writings of Edgar Allan Poe, even though I know he's just one of the man cards. That's just like how I feel. Ozark said, same here, Sherry Bug. I'm bonded with my dogs, but my bobcat was a special circumstance since I bottle fed her. I was the first human she saw when her eyes finally opened. Oh. And Anne said, yes, love the back. Yeah, they are definitely cool backings. So yeah, I like this one. And I use this one often. It's not that I wait until October to use this deck. I use this deck like probably at least a few times a month, if not more at certain times. Oh, and then Sherry Bug is talking to Ozark, which yes, that is really hard. When you've been with something since like basically since it was a baby, that is extremely difficult. I understand you on some of that stuff. What was the name on this? This was the Victorian Gothic Lenormand. Let me pull out the title card for you. There we go. Victorian Gothic Lenormand. And I got this on Etsy. Down at the bottom, created by Ariana Siegel, 2015. There you go. Okay, so let's put this one aside. And I just got to keep track of time because, you know, I got to go buy a birthday gift and then go to my friend's daughter's birthday party. So, ooh, what next? What next? Ooh, let's do Earthly Souls and Spirits, Oracle deck by Terry Foss. The backing artwork by her daughter. Is that a White Rabbit deck? I think this one was. It might have been. I think if you just Google Victorian Gothic Lenormand Etsy, it should be able to pop up. Okay, so Sherry Bug confirmed it, yes. Okay, so this Terry Foss deck, the moon images on the back, for the most part, they're all different. And those moon images were taken by Terry Foss's daughter, so this was kind of a collaboration deck with her daughter. And it is my understanding there is another version of this deck out there where all the backings are the same. I prefer it with all the different moon backs. I think it's cool. It says, yes, I have to leave at 3 to get to the apple orchard. Hey, that sounds like fun. So yeah, I'll probably be on here for, I could probably be here for about another hour, but then I got to go, homies. So I love her very ethereal, you know, artwork and the keywords down at the bottom. And I follow her on Instagram, Terry Foss, and sometimes she does like, you know, where they do like fast motion, watching them create some artwork, you know, where they speed up the timing on the video. And I love to see like just her create art, just like it's so instantaneous. Well, I mean, it's sped up, yes, I know, but just to see somebody be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, you know, I just think it's so cool. And I love all the kitties in here. So yes, a very, very, very cool deck. And this particular version is just your average oracle size, or sorry, tarot size. It's standard tarot size, so it makes it easy to shuffle, whereas I hear that the newer version is much larger. Anne says, I looked at this yesterday, but I did not buy it. It's very expensive. At the time I got this was not expensive at all, so I don't know how much it is as of late, because I know that it looks different that I hear, and the cards are a lot bigger, so maybe that could be why, you know, things are a little different now. And Juvity, hey! She's like, I made it. And Lady Night, I love watching the sped up art videos for the Angelarium Oracle images. I love just I am subscribed to a lot of like art Instagram channels, just because, you know, I like to see people just like make stuff. I just think it's really cool. All right, the next one I have is the Triomphe de la Luna. And Tamaya's gotta go. It says, I've got to get going. I will finish watching later. Break a leg tomorrow. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I think you said you're working tomorrow, so have fun at work. All right, so yes, by Patrick Valenza. It says, I'm surprised no company has picked up this deck. I know, that was pretty freaking awesome. Nice to finally hang out with you. Okay, so this one again, you know, any of these decks I will use anytime. I've just kind of brought out ones that I feel are more of the season, even though I use them anytime. So anyway, that's the backs. And here are the cards. Oh yes, any Patrick Valenza deck is great for this season. Yes. And although I originally was like not a Pips person at all, I had like a couple of Pip decks, and then I got this one, and I don't know, I like it. I just like the feel of it. Oh, by the way, a lot of our masks are that cool like Italian style doctor's masks that we use for when we're at the masquerade ball for Capulet's party in the opera. So I just, you know, want to throw that in there. So yeah, I dig it. Oh, it's like a lot of pips for you guys. But yeah, I think this is a wonderful deck to work with. Plus, I love the cardstock. It's just so smooth and so shuffle-tastic. And I do apologize if I am like at a loss for words while I'm speaking today. If I sound a little less eloquent, it's just because I'm a little tired, and my voice is a little tired, and I don't know, my memory and my ability to form language has been a little more difficult this week. I actually forgot some of my students' names. I had to like look up their name. I was like, which student is speaking to me right now? Oh. Okay, then I have my Santa Muerte Oracle. Sherrybug, so the only Valenza deck I like is the Oracle. Can't remember the name. It's very 1700s cemetery and folk art style. Oh, is that, I think I have that one in here too. Where's that deck? It's probably at the bottom. No? Where? No, I have that deck. I had that deck out. Oh, here it is. Is it this one? The Mildred Payne's Oracle of Black Enchantments? Because I like that one too. I'm going to show that one to you guys. And Ozark said, shuffle-tastic is a fantastic word. Yes, I shall. That is my new word. I'm going to be making up words like Shakespeare. Okay, so we have our Santa Muerte Oracle. And that is by Fabio Lestrani, also a fabulous artist. And the back of these cards, if you put the puzzle together, creates a Ouija board. Ooh. But also some of these cards go together like side by side, and they also create a story, which I think is really fascinating. And there's a lot of good information in the guidebook, but I think it's really good for intuitive work as well. It says, my brain isn't working today. I went grocery shopping and grabbed cottage cheese instead of sour cream and forgot the V8 juice for chili. Same, me all week. Black enchantment, black dark tomato. You know, whatever's. Um, yeah, so this one is great. Of course, I love pairing it with my Santa Muerte Tarot. But yeah, I dig the art of this deck. Yeah, I was like, I'm so glad I didn't have like a lot of lecturing to do this week with my students, because I'm talking to them and I'll be mid-sentence just trying to think of a word and that word's just not coming. So I'm like, you kids know what I'm trying to say, right? Ozark said, I really like the Santa Muerte Tarot. Yes, which brings me to the Santa Muerte Tarot. And so I got one of those, you know, whatever pre-order limited edition copies. Number 1812, which I'm like the War of 1812. That's kind of interesting. I like the inside of the box. Let me see if I could show you guys. Like the inside of the box is pretty freaking sweet. Like I love the everything, the packaging, the everything. The shape of the box, the magnetic closure. I like that there's little like rhinestones. I mean, even if they're fake rhinestones, like in the eyes on the bottom of the box, like it's really cool. Sharebug, I'd be like, study hall today. Lady Knight said, what a cool box. The card backs are so pretty. Yes, they are. Take a look at these card backs. So I do read with this deck quite a bit, and usually when I need something a little more in-depth, I'll turn to this deck. I do work with Santa Muerte as well, La Santísima, so I will also like pull these cards when I'm, even though, yeah, when you know, I'm trying to get some like communication going. I just feel that it's a good deck to work with since it's her deck. Yeah, this one is a lot of fun, really cool, very honest with me. I mean, not that my decks aren't honest, but this is like, well, here, you wanted the answer. Not gonna really sugarcoat it for you, there's the answer. But not to say it's not like, so, now let's figure things out. How can we remedy this situation? It's not like, well, you're up shit creek. It's like, okay, things suck, but how can we remedy it? That's kind of the feeling that I get from this deck. And from Santa Muerte herself. Juvity said, mega cool. Ozark, I had mine out just this morning. It is a great deck. I do agree. Okay, so since Sherrybug mentioned the Mildred Payne's Oracle of Black Enchantments, let's take a look at that as well. Also, Patrick Valenza deck. E-A-I-O-U. Okay. Sorry, some of these are the extra cards. I don't want to pull out the extra cards. There we go. And put these. What was that? Wow, what was that? You guys get anything weird on your end over there? That was really weird. I'm gonna have a drink of tea on that. That was weird. I'm just gonna have some more tea. Okay, no, it's not hearing anything. Okay, I was putting the cards back. I was putting the cards back in here, you know, for like the extra cards. And all of a sudden, like, it's like somebody turned on a fan and just like went, like I had the biggest blast of air in my face. Like it was like, no joke. And that's what like stopped me in my tracks. I was like, because it's not like the AC's on, and when the AC does come on, it's not blowing straight at my face. It says whispering after you say what was it the first time, or am I dreaming? There's nobody else in the house besides Wally and Loki, you guys. That was crazy. Yeah, I was literally putting it back in. Like, did I blow in it? No, I didn't blow in it. Yeah, I wasn't blowing in it. I'm like, I don't think I can recreate that. Like, it was like, yeah, it felt like that. You know, when you put your hand like fast, really fast, like it was that kind of wind, but it was like right here, like blew it right at my face. Maybe we should pull a card then. And light a candle. I'm just gonna do that. This is, whoa, creepy. I don't know what STH is. This is for a brief moment. Sherry Bug says, I replayed it and I swear I heard someone talking. It's a clear sign you need to work with the deck. I am, but let me light a candle. That's kind of how I just clear things for a little bit. So give me a second, you guys, because that was a little intense. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm just saying that was intense. Okay, so yeah, let me light. Give me a second. Don't be staring at my butt. And Loki's asleep. Loki's asleep over there. It didn't really bother him, whatever it was. So. And I'm just gonna do a little Palo Santo. Okay, just woo. Okay, just clearing stuff up. Okay, let me go back to your comments. It's a clear sign you need to cleanse the deck. Yeah. It's been worked with a little too much. Okay, so it feels a little clearer right now. Sherry Bug, when you did the replay, could you make out anything? Or like if you guys do the replay, can you make out anything right after like the air hits? Or is it just like... Okay, well, huh. I mean, not that spirits scare me. I just like, I mean, you know, who doesn't get a little unnerved when they get caught off guard? It says, this is the third tarot channel I've watched in the past week or so that has had supernatural activity on it, orbs on other channels. That's interesting. Well, I mean, it's getting to be that time, so. Well, I mean, it's that time all the time, but it's that time when I think that more people tend to pay more attention to what's going on. So I think that gives extra energy to whatever it is that goes on, you know, interdimensionally. Interdimensionally speaking. Says I couldn't understand it, just like quiet whispering. I'll have to see if I could put my earbuds in later and like crank up the sound and slow down the speed a little bit. Sometimes I think that when spirit comes through, like when I'm trying to record things, between their side and ours, it comes across as really fast. So when they speak, it's like, you know, and so I usually have to slow down their speed because the vibration is so fast that it's like, you know, it's, I mean, if you're freaking coming from another dimension, you know, the playback speed might be a little off. It says, I went back and replayed it a few times and the sound pauses for a very brief second for me. I had my earbuds on full volume. I'll try slowing it down. That's interesting. Well, I know that whatever it was wasn't creepy because Loki, who usually is a little creeped out by that stuff, he's like just taking a bath right now and he was sleeping the whole time. So, oh, Jujubee, it says, oh, what did I miss? My husband is playing a video game, so I was distracted. Well, I was showing off my decks, right, that I'm going to be using for this season, and I brought out this one because Sherry Bug says this is one of her the deck that she has by Patrick Valenza, and she likes it, and it's also a deck that I'm working with right now. And just as I was putting some of the extra cards back in, I got hit by this like wind. And so yeah, that's kind of where we paused, and we're just kind of like, okay, well, what's going on? So I'm going to be using this deck yeah, to figure out what's going on. Loki, anything going on? No? Back to washing? Yeah, he really doesn't care. This is Sherry Bug. So now that's crazy. Could it come across differently to different people? It could, I think. At least I think. Ozark, you have too much light coming from you for anything creepy to hang around. You're very high vibration human. Yeah, I always try to keep things pretty high vibes. Sometimes when, not that I don't sometimes have creepy things come by, but I creep them out in a really nice way. So they don't want to hang around me. Like, let's say like our master bathroom is right next to the master closet where we have a giant portal, and and stuff's always coming through there. Usually high vibe stuff, because I try to keep, I always cleanse my house. Like, I clean my house and also like clean my house, you know. And I try to keep things happy. I always play like really happy music, and you know, and so I sometimes stuff comes through there, and I swear every time I'm coming out, before I open the door, I know that something creepy is standing there, which probably would freak most people out. So this is what I do. I like open the door, and I imagine that whatever's standing there has turned into a million beautiful butterflies, and they're just flying around the room, and then I feel really nice. Or I imagine that there's like, and this is all like imagination, and it helps make, so you guys can use this too if you guys ever get creeped out. I imagine there's like a bunch of little Hello Kitties, and all the Hello Kitties are giving hugs to the creepy thing, and all of a sudden I feel like the creepy thing is like, what the hell? Like, leave me alone. Ew, ew, I don't want hugs. And I'm like, hug, hug, hug. You want hugs? So I always imagine like giving a really big squishy hug to things that are super creepy, and it makes them go away. Yes, Hello Kitty magic. Or I imagine like unicorns and rainbows, and like unicorns at a disco party, and I try to imagine like the most saccharine, like over the top cutesy thing that I can think of, and whatever is there really doesn't want to be there. They don't want to be at my unicorn Hello Kitty bunny rabbit disco party that I have going on in my brain, you know. So I'll be like, okay, we're busting out the disco, and I imagine that, you know, since this will be at night, that the room is just blinding white light, and the disco ball is going, and we got like unicorns doing disco and Hello Kitties, and there's butterflies everywhere, and then whatever was there is no longer there, because stuff that's that low vibration doesn't want to hang out with that kind of vibration. So I don't know if you guys want to use that. I just, you know, that's a tip that works for me, because you know, I can't keep stuff that I don't like from not seeing me. So that's how I make them go away, because I don't want to work with them. So hey. Okay, let's see. Ozark said, "Atta girl, way to sprinkle sunshine in darkness." Yes. And Jujubee, oh, that's weird. That would throw me off for sure. Jubilee said, "Lovely idea." Ozark is going back to go slow down the playback. Baby chicks with beanies on. That's really cute. That would be a really cute visual, and I doubt they want to hang out with baby chicks with beanies on. Or baby goats with pajamas on. That is so cute. Oh my god. Okay, that's going to be in my next visual next time something creepy comes by. Okay. I'm pulling a card. Why were you trying to get my attention by blowing in my face? And I am protected by my guides, Jesus, Shiva, and Ganesha. And I only ask that the highest vibration come through. And that is the vibration that I work with. And I only work with a love, light, and compassion. So why were you trying to get my attention? So that's I'm saying out loud what I kind of usually say in my mind, just in case you guys like want to try some of that stuff sometime. Sherry Bug, you know what I got running through my head? Baby ghosts with pajamas. Okay. It's interesting. Okay, so it's card number 44, which last night before I went to bed, it was 11:44. I got home late from the opera, okay? It was really late. Um, okay, this is interesting. Okay. So you have like, basically these opposites, like kind of like lightness, darkness. You have kind of speeding away from like these baddies, I guess, creepies. I like that the horse is farting. That's nice too. But this guy is kind of flipping off these things back here. So I see like speed. So something is like either try to get my attention that this was going on with them, or um, trying to tell me um, kind of, I guess, things that bother me and things that I was thinking earlier, like maybe when I was talking about the playbill and everything, to kind of be like, keep moving forward and maybe also kind of leaving some of that negativity behind me. Um, and let me ask a little bit more. So I'm going to keep this as my my theme card of what's going on, and I like actually pairing my Santa Muerte deck with that. So I'm just trying to get more information, because like, why would you distract me in the middle of me talking to people just to tell me that, like, I don't know. It says horses fart a lot when they get excited and run off, or they start jumping and leaping around and fart. It's really funny. Really? Um, no. Oh, I love that I learn something new every day. The more you know. Do, do, do. Okay, so something getting really excited then and like moving away quickly, which would account for the blast of air in my face. So something was moving from someplace else very quickly. Whoa, that is too many cards, Santa Muerte. You are gonna have to hold your horses. No pun intended. Okay, so I'm gonna put these cards back. All right. Santa Muerte, what was going on? I just need clarity, since you are very clear when you speak. I just need some clarity. What the heck was going on? What's with the farting horse? What is all this? Girl, I need your help. And I got the tons of goosebumps right now. Is not the I'm scared goosebumps. That's just what I feel when there's a lot of spirit energy. I get mega goosebumps. So the more intense the energy, the more the goosebumps. I'm starting to now feel lightheaded. So again, more intense the energy, the more I feel lightheaded, and the more I get goosebumps. It says, yep, mine does that too. Sherry Bug, our big gelding, farted in my face last night while I was combing out his tail. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is like inheritance. We have the Queen of Swords, which is representative of someone, at least to me. And then we have the Hangman. Hey, Lori tries life. What's up, Lori? We had a little something happen, so I'm just trying to pull some cards to figure out what just happened. Like 20 minutes ago. Maybe it was 20 minutes, 15 minutes ago. Okay. Okay, something with horses, something moving fast. With this woman here, who's very wealthy, which would explain, well, I want to say you have to be like super rich to have horses, but horses cost a lot of money. So I'm seeing this like woman with horses, and this hanged man is more like try to see what was coming through from a different perspective. Sharebug said maybe an elemental, That's what I'm thinking. I don't think this is a person. So that's why the see things from a different perspective. So don't see me as like a spirit, like a different spirit, like energy, more energy. That light is a flickering, isn't it? Okay, so we're on the right track. So this is more like an elemental energy. Um, I know this is, well, actually, no, this would be an air energy, which would account for the flickering candle back there. Um, because, okay, yes, flatulence, air, I get it, haha. But also these bats are air, swords are air. So this is like an air elemental, which would make sense because I am also a lot of air energy. I don't want to say I'm like an airhead, but I have a lot of air energy. Um, I'm an air sign. I have a lot of air in my astrology chart. I'm not like super adept at reading charts, but like at least I know that much. Um, okay, so now that I know that I'm dealing with more of an elemental spirit, an air energy, which is why you would blow air in my face. Says, what does it mean when a candle flickers? Um, well, first of all, it could mean that there's impurities in the candle, making the candle flicker. But if it's a candle that doesn't normally flicker, it could just mean that, when when like an air conditioner is going, it makes your candles flicker or something, like, or like there's a lot of air or wind passing by, it would make a candle flicker. So it's one of those two things. Either there's impurities in the wick or the candle itself that makes it crackle and do its thing naturally, or there could be a lot of air in a room. People passing by, they make candles flicker. It could be like that as well. With that particular candle, I don't think it flickers quite that much. I know there's impurities in that candle which would make it flicker, but it's got a really high flame right now, which means there's a lot of oxygen in the room. Um, and the flickering could just mean that there's a lot of air swirling over there, but also combined with the impurities that are in that candle. um, Let's see. Sherrybug, I guess I didn't realize that elementals would speak. Yeah, but it would make sense. I have a ton of air in my chart. Also, it's like a darn strobe light right now. I know, right? So we got the disco. Okay, okay, we're on the right track. You know what? That air just flew through here again. I felt it. This time it wasn't on my face, but I felt it whoosh, like out from the whatchamacallit, the landing at the top of our stairs. I felt it go. So, okay, we're dealing with an elemental, air energy. I'm going to ask, what's your message? Like, why the heck are you here right now? Are you feeling like I was a little hot and I need some air, or what's going on? So what's your message? I don't understand. If you keep whooshing me with air, all you're doing is like giving me goosebumps because it's really not that warm inside here today. You don't need to cool me off, but I thank you for, I thank you for your help trying to cool me down. So what is your message? You know what I got playing in my brain? Baby shark, do 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 do. Baby shark, do 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 do. Mom shark, boo 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 boo. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. Again, that's air energy. We have the One of Pentacles, which is kind of going with that Nine of Pentacles that it had before. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which kind of goes with the fire coming out the butt of this horse. Wow. This is a little different kind of energy than I'm used to working with. Not that I don't work with other types of energy, it's just that the messages are a little more confusing without me actually meditating on this, so I'm just like, oh, it's interesting. Okay, so we have air, we have fire. I'm like, who's the pentacles? I'm grounded right now. So, okay. Um, this is so weird. Like, you know how our live chats just like, I never know where our live chats are gonna go. um, okay. Wow. This is like something that I would really need to meditate on. I don't know if I'm like gonna actually figure this out like during our live chat, because I find this like really fascinating. It's like all this elemental energy coming in, and like me not really being able to understand the message, but maybe it's more like just we're here, or maybe they're trying to show me how you can work with elements. And gosh, I don't know. I'm like at a loss for understanding. If you guys have any input, that would be excellent. Because like I say, I don't know everything. So sometimes I get stumped on things. So let me just keep looking at the cards. Oh, you know what I just looked at? Okay, you have the Queen of Swords and you have the Queen of Wands. That's interesting. They're both queens. So it's like feminine energy. But if you look at the people on the horse, you have the light and the dark. So it's like kind of like the light and the dark. And the dark being fire. Fire is actually, or I mean, it's like, you know, you have fire in here, you have air in here. It's like these two are these two. And I feel like they're screaming something like, why don't you get it? And I'm like, because I'm a human being. Like, what do you want from me? um, Gosh, it's like it's very obvious, but I just can't get it. Hold on. Let me go back what you guys are saying. Lori says, the name of my gym is Elements. That is so cool. And Ozark, maybe Mildred Payne would help. That's a good idea. Have you ever worked with elementals before? A little bit. I've worked, not really, I mean, I've worked with some elemental, but I work with sometimes just energy. Like, I don't even know what that energy, well, I don't know. I don't even know what you would call that stuff, but I just know that it's energy of like different places. Very benevolent though. I don't really feel anything bad from those things. But they don't really have a form. They're just more colors. Um, and you know, and I do consider like sometimes like fairies to be elementals, but I don't know. And I've never really like worked with an actual element, like the element. Well, I mean, I work with elements as a witch, yes, but like to have the element of air be like I'm trying to say something, or like the element of fire, like that I haven't had. Like to work with the elements, yes, but like I've never had one come across with like in what do they say, like entities with intelligence, when it's not just like nothing, you know. You know, where it's like trying to communicate. So that I don't think I've worked with that before. That's, but you know, this is interesting. Lady Night, I will probably come to you after the chat. Hey, no worries. That would be good too. So somebody said maybe to pull this one out, maybe because it's really simple. Um, but let me see. Or it, not I. Wait, huh? Wait, I am so lost, Lady Night. And also my brain's tired. I apologize. I'm having trouble like comprehending stuff. So like elemental stuff, if you're trying to give me some really heady stuff, I'm sorry that my brain is not working at 100%. So if you're like yelling at me right now being like, "Why don't you understand?" I'm like, I'm sorry. My brain is tired. You know what I also find out, or what I've felt, that when I am um doing a lot more singing like I am now with my opera stuff, that since this chakra for me is so open, I feel like it opens so many other like things about me. Like I'm just a lot more open to new things. And especially the California Performing Arts Center in Escondido. They all like to say that it's like haunted. I don't think it's haunted, but there's definitely a lot of stuff passing through those halls, and it's kind of an old building. I mean, relative to like other things. Um, So I don't know. I know I have definitely felt that even though I'm a lot more tired, I've just been more open because of my singing. This is air communications singing Sherry Bug. Yes, yes, we're on the right track. I just feel like I have to, like, pulling more cards is probably not going to help me, but I mean, I'm going to try. It's more, I think I have to go into one of my deep meditations, and that's usually where I do my best communication, is actually in meditation, um, talking to things. But I'm going to give it a go with the Mildred Payne Pocket Oracle. Gosh, I'm like, I wanted to show you guys all my other decks, but hey, we've got something here that's trying to communicate, so I'm not going to ignore that. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, um, yeah, I don't think it's this card. Um, it's not the rat card, it's what's on the back of the card that popped out. Sleep. So, yes, I need to sleep. I know that. But also, like, yes, we need to meditate. Like, that would be probably the best form of communication. So, yes, I know that I'm very tired. And I thank you, because I do require more sleep. But also, I think that what it's trying to say is that I think that the information is going to be best absorbed through meditation, possibly after this live chat, and before I go get my friend's daughter a gift and go to the birthday party. So, says sleep. That's interesting. Actually, you know what I'm going to do then? Is I'm not going to pull a card with the picture facing up. I'm going to pull a card from the backings. Let's try that. That's interesting. Okay, it wants to communicate with the backs of the cards. I've never really used backs of cards. Have you guys used backs of cards for readings? I have not done this. This is kind of cool. Okay, Sherry Bug, did you say you were going to an apple orchard afterwards? You know, that's a part of the word apple. And then down here, yes. Apple, yes. This is, yes, the Ouija board part. But all of the cards are not Ouija board. There's only a few of them. That was like one pack. Okay, so this card is apple, yes. Are they trying to talk to you, Sherry Bug? Oh my god. Says apple. Yes. Okay, Sherrybug, this may not be for me. It may be for you. I mean, they may be telling me to go get some sleep, homegirl, but this might be for you, actually. For a word, I'm looking for a word. Okay, we're working with Sherrybug then. Yes. um, yes. Okay. So you like this picture? It's me telling you. So I'm getting the info, which would be the fish, the intuition. I like that I'm using the back of the card, by the way. Um, so yes, I see fish as like intuition. I'm getting the hits. I'm telling you about them. So yes, this is for you. Oh, that's why it doesn't make any sense for me. Okay, okay, we're on to something. Okay, Sherrybug has your attention, or you have her attention. Yes. Okay. Sherrybug has. You have her attention. Okay. Um, what is it about the apple orchard? Like what? What is going on? What's with the elements? What? I have a lot of what's because I don't know what you're trying to say. I'm using the backs of the cards if anybody's wondering because I feel like I shouldn't be using the other side of the card. Cool. Sorry. It's the Ouija board part, but I'm trying to, even though I know that's like C D E F G and P Q R S T V. So I'm trying to read it like words, like like text messages. code. Okay, so I got that one. Okay, okay. Um, let me see. Sherry Bug said, or hold on, let me go back to what you guys said. Lily Knight said, and Sherry Bug, you heard it first. So is that why I heard the whispers? That's probably why you heard stuff and I didn't. Juvity said, amazing. My backs are different of this deck. No pictures. That's because I have like different extensions of this deck, so that's why a lot of the backings are different. PQRST is an EMT acronym we use. PQR. What does the acronym stand for? That I want to know. Oh my God, Sherry Bug, this is for you. You're giving me goosebumps, like in a cool way. Like, wow, that's amazing. So what does that mean for your field? PQRST. And I think that makes sense too, because the CDE to me was code, like code PQRST. So code, what is the code? What is that code for? I'm also trying to keep the other cards in mind. That's why I keep looking down. I'm like still looking at the other cards. Everything get really quiet in this house? This house is really quiet right now. Okie dokie. Yeah. Hold on, I think Sherry Bug is getting back to us with that acronym. Okay, so talking about her EMT stuff. Code. She's off to the apple orchard. What the deuce, man? No, that's too many cards. You guys get to see the cards in action. That's kind of fun. It's for pain, provocation, quality, radiating, or region of pain, severity, time. Okay, PQRST. So provocation, quality, region, severity, time. I'm trying to put that into something. Are you going to save someone's life there, maybe? Because the... Okay, so this card flew out. This guy literally looks like he's gonna be like chopping at the tree or doing something at the tree. Okay, so Sherry Bug, I'm not feeling like there's anything like anything like ooh scary at the apple orchard, but I do think that it's very important that you go there for some reason. And I don't know. It may be something where you prevent something so something bad doesn't have. Okay, I'm getting a little freaked out. Yeah, so don't get freaked out. That's what I'm trying to say, because usually like when spirit or energies come through, they're never coming through with like woo warning. You know, I don't ever feel it's like that. Like they're never trying to scare us. But I do feel that whatever you do there may prevent something bad from happening. So you may not actually have to save somebody's life, you know, it may not get to that, but it may be that your mere presence being there stops a progression of events. let's take for instance, I don't know, I'm just like making up a story, right? So let's say because you're not there, there's somebody who doesn't get help, because I don't know what you're doing at the apple orchard. I don't know if you actually like, pick the apples off the tree. Maybe there's like some person who's like trying to pick the apple off the tree, but they can't reach it without your help. But because you're not there, they end up tripping and falling and like whatever happens. But because you're there, you're able to help them out and you prevent something from happening. So I think that it's just saying that doing the work that you do, you are the type of person that needs to be there today to possibly stop somebody else from having a bad day. So I don't think you're even going to be aware that you've done anything by the end of the day, because it was just the fact that you had to be there. That's kind of like what I'm feeling. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm just keeping an eye on that candle back there. Sherrybug, oh crap, there's an ambulance driving down our road. I hear it. No kidding, they cut across our road, just went past. Lady Knight's like, oh, wow. So, yes. Okay, so this is your message, Sherrybug. Because now I'm tapping in. Okay, go off to your apple orchard today. Have a lot of fun. Have a great time. But you being the person that you are, having the energy that you have, emitting the light that you have, and then the know-how that you have is going to be enough to help somebody else from having a bad day. That's all I can say is like having a bad day. So it may not be that you have to be Superman or Superwoman or something and you have to swoop in and save somebody's life, but I do feel that you being there is going to be a very good thing today. So I don't think you're going to see anything bad happen. I don't think it's anything like that, but I just feel like you need to be there today, and that's going to be a good thing, because it's going to be good for a lot of people. Just, so yeah. Says, oh, please let us know next week if anything happened. For sure. And it may be that because you were there, nothing ends up happening. And so that would be good too. So yeah. Wow. Wow, that was really cool. So it took me stopping doing what I'm doing for something to catch my attention, because I'm like little Miss Antennae over here, blowing in my face and trying to get me to like pull these cards and try to figure out like what the heck is going on. And since like, you're the one that was hearing all the whispering, and you're the one like, that it was really meant for you. It's like, hey, okay, hey, you girl, go into the apple orchard. Hey, you girl that's got like the background in medicine and everything, medical, EMT stuff, you, and hearing the ambulance, it's like confirmation of like, hey, yes, we're talking to you. So it's loud and clear. Just be there and go ahead and do the things you're going to do. You don't need to like look over your shoulder today and be like, oh my God, something bad is going to happen, because I don't see it that way. It's just you need to be there and have a good time. So Jubilee said, very well said. That would help me a lot. And Sherrybug, okay, I will. I have to go now, though. That was crazy. Okay, so you have a lot of fun. That's right. You're ahead of me in time. So, yeah. So have a lot of fun. I know that's probably like kind of like freaky, all the events that just happened, but I think that you're going to have a good time. And it's just you need to be there and have a good time. And that's all. So, but do keep us informed next week. And wishing you lots of love, Sherrybug, always. And Lady Knight said, well, have a good day. So yes. Woo. All right. Well, looking at the time for me, I'm probably going to go for about 20 more minutes, and then I got to go too, because I got a little girl's birthday party to go to. I got to go pick her up a gift. So yay, have fun, Sherrybug. I know you're probably all freaked out, but things are going to be fine. You just need to go and have fun. And Jubilee said, yeah, enjoy it, Sherrybug, and be fearless. Yes. Well, that was really cool. That was really cool. Wow, that was so cool. I really enjoyed that little mini reading there. But it's like, gosh, like something like blowing me in the face, like, hey, you, You psychic chick, we need to get your attention. You need to tell your friend something. Oh, Lady Knight says that is why I love tarot. Yes, because you never know. Like, sometimes you're never like asking a question, and like stuff just kind of comes in and is like trying to give you a message whether you were asking for anything or not. And for me, I like I said, anything that's coming from a good, loving, you know, high vibration place is never, ever, ever, ever gonna give us scary messages that would freak us out or hinder us in some way, or you know, make us not be productive and not, you know, go about our lives. So if you ever feel, and I'm just like kind of, this is like my own just personal thing, but you know, for you guys, because I know a lot of you like obviously do tarot and all of that, but I think that whenever you're getting a message that's like scaring you and putting you in a place of immobility, where you feel like, oh my gosh, now I don't want to leave my house, or I'm so scared, that I think is not a, that's, if something is trying to give you a message where it's putting fear into you, I don't think it's coming from a great place. But anything that's trying to guide you and just say, hey, you know, I'm just giving you some little tidbits so that you can go on to make the choices that you make as a human being with your free will. But I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Those kind of things I think is coming from a more lighter place. So anyway, just want to say that. Okay, and some tea. On that note. Okay, I I will show off a few more of my decks, and then I'm gonna do a little reading for us. Probably not for each person. Like I said, my energy is a little low just because, you know, all the opera stuff I've been doing. So I don't think I have the energy to pull like everybody a card, especially after doing like a whole reading for a Sherry Bug. But I'll do a reading for us, and then I'll do a little energy healing at the end. So yeah, let me continue just showing a few of the decks. There's a lot here, so I'll just show a few more that I kind of want to use for this season. And this other one, I think I would kind of use even through like Yule and into like next year, like January, February. But that is the Green Witch Tarot. I don't know. I just think it has kind of like the, again, more autumn, fall, going into, you know, the darker half of the year. At least for the Northern Hemisphere. I know the Southern Hemisphere is going into like rebirth and spring, and, you know, eventually they're going to go into summer. So everything is more light for them over there. As I say light, we have the light there. I like how that always works. But yeah, I think this is going to be a great deck kind of for this particular time of year for me. I wouldn't say that it's cooling off here because it's still in the upper 80s, so it's still pretty hot here in San Diego, and I'm pretty sure it's going to stay hot through November, as it usually does here, before it starts to cool off. And it doesn't really get, I would say, cold for me until, I don't know, end of December, January. February it starts to get really cold, I think. Really cold, I say, whereas other people it's like negative something. It never gets in the negatives here in San Diego. Really cold for me is like it's in the 60s, and I'm like, I am a tropical people. Okay, we cannot have the Halloween season without the Halloween tarot, which I use anytime, anyway. To me, this speaks to my childhood. This reminds me of like Halloween as a kid, like how I saw it through my eyes. You know, it was fun. It was cheeky. It was all about ghouls and ghosts and pumpkins and devils and bats and, you know, all the stereotypical things we think of when we think of Halloween. You know, people would have scarecrows in their yards. We'd go to the pumpkin patch, you know. So to me, this is very like stereotypical in the 80s Halloween. I'm not saying this is an 80s deck, but that's just how I saw it because I was, you know, a little kid in the 80s. So yeah, gotta have this deck. Bride of Frankenstein, faux shower. We got Frankenstein here. You know, going out in groups and everybody dressing up like people and their parents, and a lot of homemade costumes. Back in the day, my mom had made a costume once I guess that I was about like maybe 4 years old, maybe. And she made me a bunny rabbit costume, and everybody thought I was a kitty cat. My mom had to keep lifting up my ears. Look, she's a bunny. One year I was a Crayola crown. I was a crayon. I had a little crayon top, and she made me the little like Crayola like um, dress thing. Like I was a little Crayola crayon, and I don't know. She made me like other little costumes too. My mom was always like sewing. Um, Lady Night said we are at 46 over here. I wish we had 60s or more weather. That's what I'm saying. I try not to complain much because I know some people are in the freaking negatives and it's cold. And us, certain parts of San Diego, like in Julian, they'll get some snow, like San Diego County. But like here where I am in East County, I don't know, maybe out in Alpine, maybe they might get a little bit of snow, but here it's just going to be rain or it's just going to be cold. Cold, cold, cold. Okay, we have the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. And this is a Baba Studios deck. And I think this one is really funny. I don't know. I like the faces on the people in here. I don't see this as like scary at all. I think it's actually kind of cheeky, kind of funny, kind of goofy actually. But I love decks that are like at night, moonlight, like the blues. I like that in a deck. Goes with my nails. Well, I have blue nails and black nails. And as I'm looking at this, I'm still hearing the Romeo and Juliet music in my ears. And I guess it just kind of goes with this deck for sure. Like while we're singing our dirge. Alright, so this is the backs of the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which I was using a lot this week, by Claire Goodchild. And I'm waiting on her Memento Mori tarot. So I'm super excited about that as well. I can't wait for our Memento Mori Oracle. But yeah, I can't wait for that to come out. I'm very, very, very excited. She's such an awesome person. Wonderful artist. I think when the days get shorter and darker, I am gravitating towards my more colorful and light or fun decks. See, for me, I like to, I don't know, I kind of get into my darker decks, and then when I feel like I've had enough of like, okay, I'm ready for summer now, I start to bring out my darker, or my lighter decks. Jujubee said it's 12 degrees Celsius where I'm at. I think that's 50s for you guys in Fahrenheit. Yeah, see, that's too cold for me. Like, and me, I love flowers, so oh, actually, that reminds me. I don't know if you can see it too well, but my Halloween costume is hanging in my closet up there. I'm going to be a skeleton. I'm going to be more of a, like a Dia de los Muertos, like skeleton. So I'm going to go to the swap meet. I'm going to get like a flower wreath thing, and I'm going to try to attach a veil. I have the face makeup, you know, I'm going to do like with the roses and the like design. So I'm going to do like the Dia de los Muertos, you know, kind of face design. And I have some boots that I'm going to wear with that. But yeah, but I like that the skeleton has roses and flowers kind of all mixed in the bones. So yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I was like, ooh, I've never gotten to be a skeleton, you know, for Halloween. So yeah, I saw that on there was some website, and I was like, ooh, I want to be a skeleton. I want to be a Dia de los Muertos. Although I know that's not until like, whatever, November 1st and 2nd, I think. Okay. Let's look at a couple other decks. What am I going to show you? Maybe this one. Le Terre du Marseille par Polka. This one also, kind of a weird little deck. It's cool. You have to share a pic then when you're ready as a skeleton. Yes, and as we get like towards Halloween, like, you know, when I do my live chat, maybe before Halloween, maybe I'll be all like skeleton for you guys. That would be really cool. Speaking of skeletons, this has cool little skeleton heads on the back. Yeah, but this one, I believe it's the umbilical cord that's like running through all of this, which is like kind of creepy. It's like funny, creepy. I don't know, this deck is fun. It's weird and fun. I like weird sometimes. And that's interesting, you know, with them all sharing the umbilical cord, like they're all connected. Yeah. Yep. Definitely dig this one. And this came all the way from France. Took a while to get here. Okay. One more, and then I'm going to do a reading with you guys. Which one should I pull? Ooh, of course. The Trick or Tarot. So, like I said, I have a lot of other decks. Let me show you guys. Those are the other decks that I'm going to be using around this time, like for more themed readings, themed pick a card readings. But yeah, I'll show you this one, and then I'll grab a deck, do us a little group reading, do a little group healing, and then that'll be it for the weekend. And yeah, so here we go. Oh, I was going to read with this one. I wanted to show you this one. Okay, so this has the black edging. These are the backs. I got the larger edition. Oh, thank you very much, Lady Knight. So yes, this is super glossy, pretty funny. I like using it. I think it's also cheeky. I have a lot of cheeky decks, I guess. Not a whole lot of serious decks. I have a few serious decks, like my Santa Muerte and everything, but a lot of my decks, although dark, for the most part, have a sense of humor. Not all of my dark decks. Some of my dark decks are just like indeed dark. And that is where they are. Yay, skeletons! Okay. Let's see, what deck do I use for our reading? I don't know. So many good ones to choose from. This gives me a vibe of Halloween Housewives Tarot mix. Yeah, kinda. I think that, yeah. Ooh, that would go well with the Housewives Tarot as well. Okay, what am I going to use for our reading? Okay, I'm going to use this deck. I'm going to use the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and I want to pair it with something. What do I want to pair it with? Actually, I want to pair it with my Tarot de la Nuit. So Tarot of the Night. Okay, I'm going to put these babies together, and I'm going to do this one big reading for the week for all of us. So here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Phenomena. Okay, so pull those cards out. So this is just going to be a general reading for all of us and for everybody who's here, but also everybody who watches the playback. So here we go. This is for us for the week. A little message for us for the week. Sorry, let me just adjust my camera. There we go. Card 1, card 2, card 3. All right, and then I'm going to pair that with my Tarot de la Nuit. So I'm just going to pull 3 cards. This will be for all of us, a general message for the whole week. this coming week. Oop, there's card 1, card 2, and 3. Excellent. Excelente. And then for anybody who watches this in the playback, this will be for you as well. But remember, it's just general, so it may not like connect with everybody, and that's okay. You're very welcome, Jubity. Okay, so we have protection and justice, which reminds me of, oh, they both almost kind of look like justice, don't they? They're almost exactly dressed the same. That is so cool. I like the balance and the light. Wow, that's so cool. I like that. I was thinking, you know, in Act 3, you know, everybody's asking for justice. So they're like, justice, justice. You know, so anyway. Pile 2, we have, I'm going to read these all together, but I'm just showing you like the little second pile of cards I have. I have the Queen of Cups and I have Change, but also look that they connect as well. We have, they're both in purple, very flowy fabrics, both in the young lady here and the young lady here. And it's both like a swooping of like flowers, and so here we have like leaves and flowers and things are blowing, and here we have things blowing in from the window, both leaves and flowers. So I love how tarot and oracle can connect like that. Like that's my favorite thing, is I like to see synchronicities in decks. So I like that as well. Let me see if there's a bird in this one, because this one has an owl. She does not have an owl, but she's also being blown by the wind, just like the other girl. That's so fascinating. That's cool. And then of course I love the 2 justice cards, or I mean the justice and the protection card kind of go together as well. All right, and then these decks, or this pile, we have Balance and the Ace of Pentacles. Lori says, hold on, Waterhouse art, pre-Raphaelite. Yes. So beautiful. So her, you know, we have, you know, just the face covered in feathers, and here the roundness of her tutu. You know, so again, those two go together, you know, here very circular, very circular. Okay, let's put this together for our reading for the week. So I'm looking at it as like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday through the weekend. So Monday, Tuesday, for you guys, again, just very general. This reading speaks to me a lot, work related. So yeah, and it could be, for everybody, they see it a different way for a different part of their lives. And I think, you know, again, with the whole, like when people are trying to get messages, it wouldn't just be for one person, it would be for a lot of different people, but they would connect in different ways. And that's why I love, you know, general readings like that. And although it may not connect with everybody, I think everybody could get something, at least a little something. So the way I'm seeing it is this for Monday and Tuesday. We have protection and justice, and Ricky's here. Hey! And the fact that these two connect, that's just fantastic. So I'm saying, oh wow, I didn't notice do they both have swords? That's kind of cool. She's got a sword, and I think she has a sword, or either it's just a beam of light coming out of her hand. Ricky's like, poof! So I'm just kind of seeing that in order to protect and I think this is also for me, in order to protect your energy at the beginning of the week, because, you know, Mondays, you know, a lot of people just aren't really fond of Mondays. I mean, who is, unless like you have a really bomb job and like you love like getting up and like, yeah, Monday. You know, but people are tired, and it's like the start of the work week. But one way in order to protect your energy so that you have the energy as you continue on through the rest of your week, is kind of being this justice card for yourself, where you're looking at everything in terms of what's best for me at this point. So it's kind of like making the judge decisions of like, okay, well, this, I can't possibly do this, and this to the best of my abilities, while maintaining my own personal energy. If I want to see these things um, the way I want them to be, is as perfect as they can be and to the quality that I would like them to be, then maybe I take on less projects right now, even though I want to get everything done right now. Just taking on a little bit less so that you see higher quality and you also keep quality of life for yourself. So again, that protection of your own energy. Because if you're being worked ragged and the work that is being produced is also ragged, you know what I'm saying? So again, this could be work related, it could be family related, it could be, whatever area of your life that you want to apply this. But just be a little more discerning about what you're taking on so that you can see it through, so that it is at the quality that you approve of, while also, again, taking care of self. Lady Knight said, if this was a past, present, future reading, this was my Friday. We had Swan Lake on stage, and I had a serious talk with my boss about justice, one of the topics. That is so cool. So, see, I like when people like make those connections like that as well. I think that's awesome. Wow, that's really like that really connects to you too. Okay, and then for so that's Monday, Tuesday. So we have Wednesday, Thursday. We had change and the Queen of Cups and Kayanat. Hey. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? I am doing well. A little tired. Still got my opera stuff going on, but by the end of next week, or next weekend, will be the last of our shows. So Ricky said, OMG, I poofed in at the right time. This has been our life for months. I love when you guys make these connections. Like, yes. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, again, you can apply it anywhere. You can even be like, okay, this is past, present, future for me, or this is, just confirmation of things that have been going on. However you want to take this reading is totally up to you. But I'm just kind of going through the week, but you guys take it however. So Wednesday, Thursday, change, Queen of Cups. I just kind of see with this air just blowing in, just wind blowing in. Queen of Cups is a very, it's interesting that there's a lot of air here, and the Queen of Cups is more water and emotions and intuition and all of that. And I think that this would be connecting to the intuition in the way of what to allow. How do I want to put this? You know how sometimes people get under our skin? And sometimes people say something and maybe we're just in a cranky mood or whatever, and it's just like hits us wrong. So I'm just seeing this as, what do we just let go because we realize, okay, I was hangry at the moment. I was like really hungry and I just needed to eat, and I was just a little angry, like cranky. Maybe it was I just didn't have enough sleep, so I'm not seeing the situation properly. Maybe it was that people are being really crappy to us and we need to let people know that, hey, you can't talk to me that way. So, you're working on your boundaries as well. So it's kind of like, what do I allow to kind of pass through and be like, it's not even worth getting into an argument over because it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm probably just like over focusing, hyper focusing on things just because I'm sleepy. For me, I'm talking about myself because I'm a little cranky because I'm a little tired. So I'm taking things like a little more to heart than usual. When normally I, am in such an energetic mood that I'd be like, oh, okay, well, whatever, I don't care. Lady Knight says, if this was present, change at work, because two are being let go, not me, and it was a very emotional process. The wise owl has finally spoken, but it will leave a bitter taste for someone. Wow. So that really connects to you as well. I like that. Well, I mean, I don't like that. I mean, obviously that's a crappy situation, but I like how, it's how the interpretations are for different people. It's so cool. So yeah, for Wednesday, Thursday in general, depending on how you're seeing this, is just to, as things come through that irk you, bother you, what is to be let go of, and what should we be like, hey, no, I gotta say something about this. Like, actually, like for myself, we have the Romeo and Juliet playbill where they totally left me out of the entire playbill. So that would definitely be something that I wouldn't just let blow by, because it's something that's important to me. I feel like that I want recognition for something that I've worked hard on, just like everybody else, instead of saying, oh well, you know that's okay if you forgot me, because it's not okay. So I mean, I don't have to be, you know a witch about it, but I could bring it to somebody's attention and be like, if I'm going to be singing for your company, and I would like recognition, and I think that it would be fair to have these where my picture is in it, and that you adjust the bios of the singers who have put a lot of time and effort, into this, and just little tweaks here and there would mean the world to a lot of your singers. So, that's something that I probably just wouldn't let blow past me. So, you know, what do you let blow by and what do you not? That is the work for the week. Ricky said, well, that sucks. Yeah, it did. Lady Knight said, you should be in there. I know. I'm like, that doesn't sit well with me. And Jujubee, wow, I'm going to be switching jobs soon because my current one is just way too stressful and affecting my mental health. Wow. It says, yes, you go, girl. Or you do you, girl, and get your witch on. Yes, yes. Okay. And for Jujubee, mental health is, I don't think, sometimes people don't take it very seriously, but it's a serious thing. If we're not healthy up here, it affects so many other areas of our life. A lot of times we always focus on like the physical health, like keeping the body healthy, but spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, that's all, we got to take care of all that stuff too. So I'm glad that you're focusing on you and what's best for you. So okay, for the end of our week, this is Friday through the weekend coming up, with the balance and the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of see, oh, it's interesting. We have like the orchid over here, but she also looks like she has blood on her face over here. So I like that. Again, they connect. They also have, more of the roundness to both cards. Okay, so after what may possibly be a difficult week, maybe with a little bit of the blood there, of like, it may have been a little difficult, may have shed a little blood, maybe not like literally, but where like, it was just like a long week. That one way to ground yourself into that Pentacles, and like, instead of carrying the energy of, oh my God, this was a long week, into the following week, because sometimes we do that. I do that too, where it'll be a brand new week and I'm still thinking of the previous week of like, oh my gosh, I wish that didn't happen. It's like, okay, well, homegirl, that happened like last week. Let's move on. Unless it's a situation that I didn't resolve, okay, then let's actually resolve it, so I'm not like standing around like complaining and moaning about it. Like, okay, let's get it resolved so I can move on to the next week. So in order to ground yourself, see if you can find a way to, or one way to balance yourself and ground yourself going into the next week, is to acknowledge all the pros and all the cons that happen during the week. A list of maybe things that you need to, hold on, I need to plug my phone in before my phone dies. Please don't die. There we go. Okay, so in order to, not carry all of the stuff that may have been less than favorable into the following week, is just to ground yourself in your successes, and go back and decide, make an action plan for the things that need resolving instead of sitting around thinking of the things that you need to resolve. Create a little action plan. So maybe you have a list of, okay, I need to email this person, and on this day I'm going to go talk to this person, so that you feel more in control of what's going on. Instead of, oh my gosh, and when am I ever, like, should I say something to this person, or it's to ground yourself and be like, okay, I am now done with this week. It may have been a hellish week, but now we're on to a brand new week, and I have an action plan to go back and resolve the things that bothered me in the previous week, and I'm going to celebrate all the things that were pretty awesome during that week. And if you want, you can physically make a list of those things, because sometimes we can mentally think of them, but until they're all written out in front of you and you're like, damn, that was a lot of good stuff, and I didn't even realize that all the good stuff had happened because I was so focused on like the 2 or 3 things that like really pissed me off, So, yeah, that's kind of the message I'm getting for the end of the week. So Friday through the weekend. It's just to balance and ground your energy through action planning and making a list of all the positives and successes that happened over the course of the past week. So there we go. Okay, Lady Knight said, future cards, with the 2 being almost gone, we have a chance to repair some things in our group and work more successfully again and grow back together and find new balance. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, obviously for Lady Knight, being able to get more of a past, present, future for yourself, for other people, maybe, just personal life related, maybe work related. And for me, I think this is also, with my job and my opera stuff, just kind of balancing it as we go into the home stretch of the last week of our shows. But yeah, I think I got something out of that as well, and I hope that everybody got a little something then, out of that, no matter what area you were trying to apply it in your life. You're very welcome, Anne. And Jujubee said, yeah, the 6-day weeks working 7 to 10 hour shifts, ugh, and having little time for me to do my spiritual stuff has really affected me. This will be my way of balancing my life. Well, I am glad that you are, taking charge of your health and, what's right for you. So I wish you all the love and all the luck in, starting on a new adventure and something that is more beneficial for, how you do your life. So, yay. And Lady Knight said, thank you for this reading. I love how we can get personal things from a general reading. Yeah, and that's why I like watching other people's general readings too, because I'm like, okay, that was for me. All right, so let's do a little healing. You don't have to stay for it. And then I'm off to go pick up a birthday gift and go to my friend's daughter's birthday. She's turning 5 today, little Natalia. So if you want to stay, that's great. If you don't want to because you have stuff to do, that's fine too. Just know that the energy is going to come to you. I just want to put more of let's send you guys balancing energy today, for this whole weekend. So that'll be my intent, that I'm sending you guys balance. You'll be fabulous in Romeo and Juliet. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we had opening night last night, and then we have night 2 tomorrow, so I'm super excited. And then we have our 3rd and 4th shows next week, next Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so all you have to say is mentally, out loud, or in the comments that you're open to the healing. And if you're not, then that's fine. Not going to hurt my feelings. Some people are very protective of like how and when they get their energy, and that's fine too. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful weekend. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to be in like lotus pose, and you don't have to be laying down. You can go about your day, but just know that if you're open to it, the energy that I'm trying to send will come to you, and it's meant to be more of a balancing energy. I always put a little bit different intention every Saturday when I do this, so it's meant for balance. So I'm trying to send you guys balance of energy. So that is my intent. You can also send it to animals. You can send it to places, other people. Again, just say it aloud, say it in your head, or say it in the comments. So here we go. All right, guys. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your Saturday, no matter where you are in the world or what time it is. Have a good night or a good day. Lady Night said that was intense. That was, yeah. I was just trying to send out a little bit of balance. Actually, I was imagining a lot of ballerinas, so ballerina for balance. So, so yeah. I hope you have a fabulous week. I can't wait to. Well, it'll probably be a shorter live chat next Saturday, because I have a performance at 7 o'clock that night, so I'll probably save my voice a little bit. But of course, I'll check in with you, and yeah. Can't wait to talk to you guys next week, and I'll of course make some videos this week for next week. So anyway, wishing you all the best peace, love, and chicken grease to all of you. And have a great day. See you guys. Bye. Thank you. We'll have a wonderful party. Her husband grills up like the best carne asada tacos, and there's probably gonna be like nachos there. I love nachos. She usually has like the little like fondue nacho thing going, so some like cheese to make up your own nachos. That would be awesome. But anyway, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go have fun at a little girl's birthday party. Can't wait for some cake, because they always got the good cake. Sometimes it's like tres leches cake, which is really good. But anyway, catch you all later. Bye.